Madam Speaker, allow me to begin by congratulating you on your well-deserved election to this very important office. Madam Speaker, exactly 15 years ago, I made a decision to join mainstream politics when I contested local government elections as area councillor in Kitwe at the young age of 21 years old. In my journey, I have been privileged to have gone on to serve 2 terms at ward level and 1 term as mayor of the great city of Kitwe. My last portfolio, Madam Speaker, presented me an even greater opportunity to represent all the 116 local authorities in Zambia as president for the Local Government Association of Zambia. So when I project my eyes to the far left and to the right, I do not see UPND or PF members of parliament. I see fellow Zambians who have been given the mandate as representatives of residents from various constituencies. Madam Speaker, when I look at the name tags across the floor of the House, I do not see Bembas, I do not see Tongas, I do not see Kaondes, Lenges, Luvales, and neither do I see Chewas. I simply see elected and nominated members of parliament whose job is to carry the dreams and hopes of the bigger population out there into National Assembly. But before I venture into amplifying the need for profound and genuine unity of purpose amongst ourselves from either side of the House, allow me, Madam Speaker, to thank the wonderful and hard-working people of Kamfinsa constituency for electing me as Member of Parliament on the 12th of August, 2021. I promised the people that I will be their voice, and I want to assure them today, through this platform, that I remain the same genuine person I was 29 years ago, when I enrolled as a grade 1 pupil at Justin Kabwe Basic School in my childhood neighborhood of Undeke in Kitwe. I still carry with me today the same compassion and care for the community I represent, because St. Augustine Catholic Church taught me the value of caring for the poor and the needy in society. May I take this opportunity to thank His Excellency, the 60th Republican President of Zambia, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, for not only allowing me to serve as mayor of Kitwe, but ensuring that my many progressive ideas for transforming the city were supported financially by central government at that time. I succeeded because I was ably supported. When we wanted to tar the road from Lenga compound to Ndeke Changa Changa, we were given the resources. And the same was done when funding was required for 10 market shelters at Chisokone Market, Chamboli Market, Nakadoli Market, Rescos Market, and more recently, Mulenga Compound Main Market, which is located in Kamfinsa constituency. To the Zambians across the nation and in the diaspora, you can count on Christopher Kang'ombe in the House to debate objectively when time presents itself, to develop the right legislation on matters affecting both our motherland as well as our global ambassadors out there in other countries. Madam Speaker, I'll be failing in my parliamentary duties if I did not remind the new administration in the executive arm of government that young people out there are expectant of the many opportunities for jobs and business undertakings they were promised. I pledge to be their ambassador in this House when it comes to enacting legislation that seeks to achieve this very genuine objective to advance the interests of the youth in Zambia. In the coming weeks, Madam Speaker, we will begin debate on estimates for income and expenditure under the 2022 national budget. Allow me, therefore, to make reference to the 8 priority projects for the people of Kamfinsa constituency. Number 1, upgrading of health facilities, starting with Ndeke Village, Zamtan Clinic, Ndeke Clinic, and Mulenga Compound into fully fledged mini hospitals. Number 2, upgrading of 4 unplanned settlements, namely Mulenga Compound, Zambia Compound, Chankalamo Compound, and the old section of Zamtan Township. Number 3, construction of a modern skills training center to be centrally built in Ndeke. Number 4, implementation of the water and sewerage project. Number 5, support towards both startups and already established businessmen and women from all the 4 wards. Number 6, transformation of the Kamfinsa farm block into a commercial farm block that will create jobs for the skilled and the unskilled. Number 7, upgrading of educational infrastructure. Number 8, construction of the first ever health post in Zambia Compound at Mashula. Let me end by stating that the right to freedom of expression does not begin and end in a national document called the Republican Constitution. Neither does it depend on how well it is crafted in subordinate legislation of any nation that seeks to guarantee it. It actually starts in the mind and must therefore sit in the mind. If one has no control over their thoughts, then they will have no control over their words and eventually no control over their actions. Madam Speaker, in saying the foregoing, I am reminded of the many social, economic challenges facing the people that voted for me in Kamfinsa constituency. That reminder and the expression of the needs by the people places a responsibility on me to perform a noble duty to represent them effectively because they spoke on the 12th of August 2021 that Christopher Kang'ombe will be their voice in Parliament. Madam Speaker, as I end my maiden speech, allow me to add a few words to the motion before the floor. Madam Speaker, I have paid attention to the objectives of the motion that is before the floor. I want to make a few very important observations regarding the motion before the floor. My first observation, Madam Speaker, relates to the many government departments that have to be realigned in ensuring that the new ministries perform their intended duties. I'll be interested to get feedback from Her Honor the Vice President on how soon the realignment process will be concluded, because obviously, with so many departments needing realignment, we do not want these ministries to take forever before they can begin performing their duties. So observation number 1, the time frame for the realignment process to be done. Secondly, When a ministry is abolished, obviously there are reasons that are given. When a ministry is created, there are reasons that are given. It will be necessary again to amplify the reason for abolishing a very important ministry called Chiefs and Traditional Affairs. The bigger majority of Zambia still remains under traditional leadership. We all agree that the many chiefdoms in our country still require a bigger voice in the governance structure of our country. So even as we support the creation of the new ministries, we need justification for the abolishment of this very important ministry called the Ministry of Chiefs and Traditional Affairs. All of us seated here as parliamentarians, we always pay homage to where we are coming from. When we are having elections, when we are having traditional affairs, when we're having traditional ceremonies, whether on the Copper Belt or any other district, we always acknowledge that in a particular district, there is what is called traditional leadership. If we pay homage to the traditional leaders, why are we abolishing such an important ministry in our governance structure? Third observation, Madam Speaker, for the attention of our Honor, the Vice President. We are mindful that the current government has got a manifesto to implement. And I believe in implementing their manifesto, they've done the realignment process of all these important ministries. We are ready to support you on this agenda. We are ready to see to it that these ministries achieve what they have to achieve for the people of Zambia. But it shouldn't be at the expense of slowing down other activities that have successfully proceeded over the last couple of years. The Ministry of Higher Education, as we all know, has served its objectives very well. One of the objectives of the Ministry of Higher Education is to ensure that there's clear interaction between industry and the academia. For the academia to interact with industry, we needed a ministry that should focus on higher education. We do hope that the new Ministry of Education, which I believe will be responsible for higher education, will rise to the occasion in implementing the already existing objectives under higher education. So I do hope that our Honor, the Vice President, when she has an opportunity to respond and comment on some of the many observations we've made, as we sort out one problem, let's not create another one. As we desire to see science and technology achieve its objective to anchor the modernization process of our developmental agenda, let us not forget why some of these ministries were created in the first place. I believe the records are available at Parliament building where we are, which shows why some of these ministries were created. So I want to wish the new government success, but I do hope that we do not live to regret the abolishment of some of the critical ministries that were once established. So I place on record my support for the creation of the three very important ministries: green economy and the environment, science and technology, and I hope that the National Council for Scientific Research, which falls under the new Ministry of Science and Technology, will receive adequate funding. I'll stand here when Honorable Minister of Finance presents his budget. If there's no funding for research and innovation, I'll stand here to request that a budget line be included. There is no need to create a ministry, yet its objectives can't be achieved. I beg to submit. I thank you.